On today's Red State Update, after 2.5 damn years of screaming no collusion, President Dumbass now says he's ready to collude again. That's probably why the Pentagon refused to brief President Dumbass. Also, Sarah Huckabee Sanders resigns, and Kellyanne Conway should be fired. But what the hell do either one of them do? And the Democratic debates are coming up. Hell, if I wanted to watch a disaster starring 20 people I ain't ever heard of, I'd go see X-Men.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home Red State Update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, yeah, this is Jackie Bro.
Folks and people, this is Dunlap. Welcome to the Red State Update podcast. Today is Sunday, June 16th, 2019 is the year. Sadly, we have not leaped into the past or the future. We're still stuck here in the present. Jackie Broles is a grizzled old coot of a redneck.
Right,
looks like he just stumbled out of an outhouse.
Shut your mouth.
Looks like he
enough.
is eating a turnip.
What?
But here's
Turnip.
the twist.
Ain't nothing wrong with eating a turnip.
I am a true millennial, Jackie, and you are a corrupt baby boomer or older, probably. What's older than baby? Silent generation? Are you that?
The silent generation.
Are you the greatest generation? Did you fight in WW2 in the trenches?
I didn't fight in WW2, no.
Were
But
you
that's
born-
that's the greatest generation that did that, yeah.
Were you born when they went around and inspected meat packing plants and saw child labor and like bugs crawling out of steaks?
What?
Were you born during the... Sometimes I forget how old you are. Jackie, listen.
I'm up there in age. Leave it at that. Well, nobody cares how old.
The point is, Jackie is so old, he
Ageism.
thinks there's nothing wrong with eating a turnip. And I am, of course, a Gen Zer who came of age with a cell phone in my hand and whatever. I watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Is that the
You
right
were
age?
38 years old when they come out with a cell phone.
I don't think that's your memory is. Folks, but the twist of all this turnip eating is that Jackie Broles hates Donald J. Trump.
Well, yeah, that don't have nothing to do with you eat turnips or not. That's just having common sense in this damn world. How bad was this week? That's going to change the name.
Oh, I should have said I eat avocado toast.
What?
What'd you say?
What kind of toast?
What were you going to change the name to?
How bad was your week?
Oh, are we
How
going to talk about
awful
the
was
news?
this week? Well, that's what we do
Hold on,
isn't it?
I need to
Well, you do need
have
that.
something to wash these painkillers down with.
Oh, well, painkiller. What are you on? Don't be taking that drug.
Folks, this week, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, met up with his little friend, George Stephanopoulos.
Yeah, they had a nice little meeting on TV there, I guess, yeah. Now, let me be perfectly clear here. Those are two people I don't particularly care about ever seeing on television. No offense, I don't mean to put George Stephanopoulos in that. I'm just saying people who I could care less whether I see them on TV or not. They're on the same level there. One is not evil in destroying our country. And so, George, good on you for that. I'll give you that.
That's true. Props to George Stephanopoulos for not being evil and destroying our country.
Yeah, I'll give him that, but as far as looking at either one, I'm at it. But now, I read some of this, and then, of course, I saw little clips and stuff here and there that, and I don't, again, I like to remind people when we laugh about what a complete dumbass the president dumbass is, it's difficult to do so because, unfortunately, children are dying and he's locking up people in cages. It's hard to enjoy the stupidity of this because of all the meanness rolled up in it. But he does make me laugh every now and then. I'm sorry. I sorry to admit
How did he make you laugh?
Well, He spent pretty much his entire presidency, he has spent screaming, no collusion, no one colluded, we would never collude, on and on, repeating it. And then George Stephanopoulos on TV, he sits there and asks him, would you collude? Well, I might, it depends. I don't have to tell the I mean, he sit there. It doesn't sink into him. It's not that he don't give a damn one way or the other. First off, let me make that clear. But he just walked right into that and didn't care, didn't learn a damn thing. He's learned nothing, and the reason he has learned nothing is because there's absolutely zero repercussions for whatever he does, except for here's his punishment. He's on TV twice as much. He likes that. That's what he wants to do. You sit there and ask people, why the hell would they even let him go on George Stephanopoulos? Because anytime he ain't on Fox, he gets in trouble because he wants to be on there. He wants to be on every TV channel. He gets bored with Fox. Can you imagine talking to Fox and Friends every morning? I don't care how stupid you are. You're going to get bored with that.
That's a two-way punishment.
Yeah.
Trump talking to Fox and Friends, nobody comes out of that unscathed.
No. And he still manages to embarrass himself on there occasionally, amazingly so. When Fox and Friends have to, cut him off, but still, he doesn't care. He doesn't want to be just on Fox. He don't want to just be on Hannity. He wants to be on every single network, and he wants everybody kissing his hind end.
He says the media is treasonous and the greatest threat to America.
Enemy of the people, yeah.
Enemy of the people. He's lost 2 years. He needs to get back on the tail end due to the media and Mueller. But he likes all these people. That's why he's so mad at them. That's why he's pulling your pigtail, media.
Yeah.
Because he's got a crush on you. He wants to be on you. He wants to be on ABC. He wants to be on NBC. He wants to be in the New York Times. He wants fawning press coverage by the big press people. That's why he made up a press agent years ago.
To call up people. Yeah, that idiot.
That's why he took out full page racist ads in the New York Times calling for the Central Park fight because he wanted to be taken seriously, I guess as a racist, by the major press. So it's all bullshit, America. He's fighting the press, but he wants to be on them. When they don't cover him the way he wants, which is never, he just pouts and he bullies them and he lashes out at them. And also, meanwhile, I don't want to be one of these people who gets on Twitter and scolds everybody for talking about Trump and ignores the fact that we got concentration camps in this country. But sometimes I wonder if all these people who say everything Trump is doing at the top, even though it's corruption, even though it's a symbol for evil, for terrible people to crawl out of their Tennessee deputy uniform and preach that gay people should be executed, that he is used as, even if people in other countries think he's an idiot, they still use this far-right rhetoric to embolden themselves across Europe. I know all this stuff is bad, even if he's making a mockery of the Constitution and everything that we've had in place that we thought could never be pissed on by as big an idiot as Donald J. Trump. All this terrible stuff that we get so mad about that we've spent, I don't know how many episodes of this podcast just dissecting, going over.
That's the only reason we're doing this damn thing is because he's in office. We were going to quit. Like Hillary Clinton, hell with politics, I had enough of it. That's the reason I'm still on here screaming. I got to scream somewhere.
Well, we're screaming about him, but is that a distraction? It's a distraction, and it's also corruption, and it's also enriching him and his dumbass family. How much money did his daughter make off that hotel?
Hell, I don't know.
What the heck?
Millions of dollars, illegally.
But while he's doing this dance, which granted is corrupt, it is enriching his family, and is emboldening far-right racism across the world and here in America, and makes a mockery of everything, of America's place in the world and its leadership and everything good that it's ever stood for in the past. At the same time, we're paying attention to this tabloid hog and the little underlings, the Stephen Millers, are just seeing how much they can get away with. The Boltons are like, let's see if we can get this war with Iran going while everybody's mad at Trump. How many more of these concentration camps? Who's going to get rich off these concentration camps? How many kids can we kill? Let's see just how far we can push this shit. Where do we have jokes? Are there jokes coming here? I don't have any lined up if you're listening.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're right to be angry at Donald Trump for every terrible, awful piece of shit thing he's done. And yet it probably also is still a distraction from the even less enjoyable horrors that are going on in this country as we speak.
I agree with what you're saying, but I guarantee you he's still driving John Bolton up a wall. John Bolton getting away with some stuff, but some stuff he ain't because he's having to have to try to explain it to him. You know what I mean? He those people who trying to get stuff done, I'm telling you, we should be grateful for him doing all this because I guarantee you he's keeping him from doing.
There's no plan.
Stuff.
I will say there's no plan.
No, there ain't no
I don't
plan.
know. There's a boat of idiots, and we don't know who the dumbest one is. I don't know who's driving the boat. We've said it's like the Sopranos before, but it's like the Sopranos if Tony Soprano was the dumbest one instead of the smartest idiot.
And still an idiot, but
Still an idiot, but like the kind of the smartest idiot, maybe the most emotionally damaged idiot.
Trump is like
That's
Polly.
also true.
Is like Polly running a family or something. Why shouldn't Polly do a better job than him on Sopranos?
I'd rather Paulie be president.
I'd take him, yeah. I tell you what, we just have a hateful, racist. I never thought I'd see America in this kind of shape in my entire life, and I've been alive a long time, see a lot of terrible things. But we have a hateful, racist, idiot game show host as President of the United States, and it is not Chuck Woolery, people.
So, consider that a disclaimer. If you're listening to this, like, why are you just talking about Trump? I mean, I don't know. You got to get all that out of the way first.
Yeah.
You got to cut through it. You got to scrape that first. Like, how many times has this wallpaper been painted? You got to scrape all the paint off. I don't know how that works. I've never done anything like that.
I know
in
you
my
ain't
life.
never done anything like
Can you paint wallpaper? Hell, I don't know.
You tried to paint one time and you couldn't do that. I remember that.
I was just spray painting stuff on walls.
That's just being a heathen right there. I'm talking about you supposed to work one day with your daddy. Remember, he was trying to make some money on the side, and he was putting up wallpaper painting somewhere, and you just made a mess of it. He said, you excited, like, I want to help you, Dad, because, he hadn't seen you in 2 or 3 weeks because he'd been out drinking, and you excited he was back, and y'all were, he was doing all right, and you just made him mad. You did the job so bad, I think he went out drinking again.
Oh, that's right. That wasn't my fault.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's your fault. Just how he took it. He was the one that had a drinking problem. But no, you did a terrible job. You made a mess.
Mama told me that wasn't my fault over and over again. So I don't know what you're trying to say.
She would say that. Of course she would. Of course she would say, I'm saying, and I'm not saying it is your fault. You was you were lazy, youngin', but you would still, you weren't really trying to help. You just made things worse for him.
Well, that's
for your daddy,
not true either.
that day.
I was trying to help. That's what Mama told me a bunch of times.
I don't know about that.
I was trying to help, and none of it was my fault. Listen,
I was
also,
over there for 2 or 3 hours, and all I saw was you just making things worse. But Well,
when I was a teenager, I was pretty good at painting, spray painting.
That ain't helping nobody, but you making a mess of somebody's property.
You remember when I ran around town and spray painted Motley Crue and all the preachers' parking spaces at every church in town?
Nobody knew what it said. Is that what it was? Because it was just a big.
I don't know how to spell it. They spell it weird, and then I wouldn't know how to spell it the right way either way. So it did just kind of look like a bunch of letters, but it looked devil. It looked devil on it. Though.
Man, you just had somebody had paint over it.
Well, I thought what was going to happen was the preacher.
Do we mean look devil? Look like a bunch of scribblings.
No, it looked like people show up. In my head, what happened was the church showed up and said, "I guess the preacher's gone devil now."
Yeah.
A bunch of people probably quit church that day.
No.
Oh, man. I never heard what happened, though.
I think people say, what's that there? Oh, we're fixing that later. Oh, okay. And there's the end of it. I know that happened a couple of times because they were talking in the store. But no, yeah.
Troublemaker. Hellraiser. That's me.
Well,
rebel, but not with no racist connotations.
I would hope not, yeah.
Maybe we should just stop using that word, except for Star Wars.
What? What word?
Rebel.
Oh, yeah.
So Trump was talking to George Stephanopoulos, and he said, sure, I'll collude. I mean, that's how the world works. Money's the name of the game, Georgie.
I don't know if he said this exactly, but more or less was like, well, why wouldn't I do it? Maybe because you've been under investigation for doing it the first damn time, which nobody seems to remember that they told everybody that had nothing to do with Russians, repeatedly lied over and over and over again, and then the emails come out. And then, of course, every time they get caught, then it's okay to do that. So he's still defending that is what he's doing right there. He knows, everybody knows that he did it already.
So how did people defend this? Mitch McConnell says, they lost. They can't get over losing. I can't do him good.
He hid, I think, for 2 or 3 days before they caught him to say anything.
Hide.
Yeah, that's mainly what he does. He just hides in his office and don't talk to nobody. He just slithers in between and out.
Imagine him getting around Kentucky and Washington through a series of goo-coated pneumatic tubes. Somebody just strips him naked and slathers some sort of...
Don't talk about him naked.
Motion goo.
No one wants to hear that.
Crams him into one of them pneumatic tubes. And he just...
It was kind of funny, Lindsey Graham, because Lindsey Graham first had no choice. This was before, obviously, he got the talking points, because he came out, no, you don't do that. And then, I guess, 15, 20 minutes later, he comes out, well, the Democrats hired a foreign agent to investigate their opponent and on, which all of that, first off, is a bunch of bull. The Democrats hired an investigation firm, which also a lot of Republicans had hired as well. It wasn't just the Democrats. And the man worked for him, used to work for the MI6, and he also used to worked on cases to help the FBI. They went back and forth. So it's not like it's our biggest ally. That ain't Russia. And also, it wasn't like they went to the UK or the UK came to them. They hired a service. He was a free agent. He was working for this company. So there ain't no damn... It's like, they had someone with an accent giving them information or trying to find it. Idiots.
Trump, they also talked about UFOs. I don't know how that came up.
Oh, why wouldn't it?
I guess Stephanopoulos I can't make this bleak all the way through. I gotta.
What did he say about it? I didn't see that. What did he say
I think
about
he just
UFOs?
said, I don't, unlikely. I think he said something like that. I probably not. Probably not.
That's one time I agree with him. I guess that's the only time I can think of. The only thing I got in common with him, we think UFOs are a bunch of bull.
So the New York Times put out an article that said the U.S., the military is not briefing Donald Trump
Good Lord.
on these U.S. cyber ops in Russia.
Good.
They don't trust him not to leak to Russia. They're like, well, if I tell Trump this, he's going to tell his best friend, Vladimir Putin. Or he's just so stupid. I'm reading into this a little bit. He's just so stupid. Who knows what will happen?
The last time he was so damn stupid and he leaked information to the Russians, he did it on camera. On camera. In the Oval Office. And there's way too many people in this country that support him and have not one issue with any of this. Of course, they don't think any of what we're saying is true.
Right. So nothing matters.
Yeah.
Then he called the New York Times treasonous for putting that out there.
Well, if there's also in the same story that you're talking about, the generals, they what the press does because they care about, what they do. I'm not saying they're always right. Don't get me wrong. New York Times has its problems. But if you're a reporter, you have to go and tell them, is there anything wrong with putting this out when you're talking about this stuff? And several military leaders said, that's fine. Go ahead and put it out there. Which is funny. Was it the whole story or just about the op they were where they're trying to shut down Russian Grigs? What do you call it? Not Grigs. What is it?
The power grid?
Power grids. Yeah, they were trying to shut that down or something like that. But so they just asked them if it's okay if they tell them that or about the whole story, about them not telling Trump. Because that makes it even funnier if they go, oh, that's fine. Put that out there. That's fine.
So then later, Trump also said that he might not endorse Pence. That was on Fox and Friends. They asked me, you going to endorse Pence?
Well, Obama ain't endorsed Biden, so,
Yeah, they got their debates coming up.
That's going to be exciting.
Couple weeks.
What is it? It's already a mess. What did they do? They draw straws or something like that? The people are already complaining. I mean, there's 62 of them on how many? 2 nights?
They got the lineup. They got different lineups. They got 2 nights because they got too many people running.
Now, it's just like the Republicans when we went to see them debate. There was a little debate and a big debate.
But I think they were ranked like the worst and then the best.
Right.
Well, best is...
This is a random ranking that put them on these nights. Is that correct? It ain't like you're the best, you're the worst, on and on.
I think they took the worst, and then they took the best, and then they figured out some way to sort of randomly mix them up.
Uh-huh.
But everybody's mad. Nobody's happy. Everybody's trying to figure out what this means, and... nobody really knows. And honestly, nobody really cares unless you're voting for Bernie Sanders. So on Wednesday night, you got Cory Booker, Julian Castro, Bill de Blasio, mayor of New York City, John Delaney, don't know who he is. Also, he looks bald, so he does not have a chance. America will never elect a bald president. Tulsi Gabbard, Jay Inslee, Amy Klobuchar, Beto O'Rourke, Tim Ryan, and Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren is the only one in the top 5 or 6 in most polls in this group. Cory Booker is sort of and Beto and Amy Klobuchar maybe are kind of a tier 2 second group. You got Julian Castro, John Delaney, just Tulsi Gabbard, crazy. You got Thursday night. You got Michael Bennett. Don't know who that is. Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Don't know who. Oh, right. Remember?
Yeah.
Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah.
Kirsten Gilbert.
But who?
Kamala Harris. John Hickenlooper. Funny name. Bernie Sanders. Eric Swalwell. Marianne Williamson. And Andrew Yang. So you got a couple more crazy people on Thursday night. Marianne Williamson, Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang's the new Bernie Sanders, right?
Now, he wants to give $1,000 to everybody and govern through your cell phone.
Well, you can't.
He's going to govern through apps.
That's paying for votes right there is what you're doing. That's illegal, isn't it?
Marianne Williamson, I think, works for Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop.
What?
But I'm not sure. Joe Biden was, what was he? Was he in the Clinton administration?
No, he was.
Bernie Sanders is somebody people get mad about in lots of different ways.
Always. I tell you what, if he was lucky enough to get the nomination, they'd get mad about that.
Maybe they'd turn against him once
they would, because they would say, there's something ain't right about this. Have to be paranoid about something if they like Bernie Sanders. Yeah, they think something was up if he actually gets it,
John Hickenlooper, I believe, directed Turner and Hooch.
Oh, I like that. That's a good movie.
So those are going to be a couple of weird train wrecks. Usually, I would like to see people on this one big free-for-all, but you can't do that with 20 people. I mean, I guess you can if you're Marvel, because the Endgame was pretty good. But the Democratic, they are not Marvel.
No,
they couldn't even pull off. Like, Marvel made people go see Doctor Strange. Like, the Democratic convention, like, they couldn't get people go see Naked Batman. If that was a movie.
Naked Batman.
They put out a movie called Naked Batman. I don't know.
That Doctor Strange, that's the one I still had that's the only one of them superhero ones that I didn't enjoy, but it had nothing to do with the movie. That came out the day after President Dumbass won. Remember that?
I think, yeah.
We went and saw Doctor Strange the next day, and it was like, yeah. So,
I don't know if he needs to be a doctor and a magician.
That's too many things. You just pick one, yeah. As long as magic comes out of his fingers, his hands or wherever it comes out of, yeah. But I should watch that again sometime, I reckon. I need to watch Doctor Strange one more time with.
So, I haven't checked. Have we gone to war with Iran yet? Or did everybody just catch on to what they were trying to do?
Probably both, I think, is what's going to happen.
Yeah, John Dean, they talked to John Dean earlier
Why did
this
they
week.
do that? Democrats, you're embarrassing yourselves. There's no why. Well, maybe people will learn about. Nobody give a damn.
Nobody knows who John Dean
John
is.
Dean is. I guess they thought they'd teach everybody and people would enjoy that. Who tuned into that thing? I don't know
I heard
who watched
somebody
that.
say, why are they talking to that sausage-making motherfucker? I'm like, that's Jimmy Dean.
Watch your mouth. Oh, Jimmy Dean.
That'd be good.
I'd like to watch that. I mean, I don't know if it would help with impeachment in any way. He's dead and gone, though.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, you can't do that anyway. But John Dean might as well be dead and gone, There's plenty of people. No offense to the man, he served a purpose in the world. But there's plenty of other people saying the same thing he says on CNN 20 times a day. Do you really need him on there too?
I really thought he was dead. I'll be honest. Till he turned back up on Twitter, which happens a lot. I'm like, that some bitch still alive.
That's why he was on. Listen, he was in front of Congress, so all the Republicans could tell him how many anti-Trump tweets he's put out into the world. They were giving numbers to him. Why? No, that's the information we didn't need to know. He has absolutely nothing to do with the Trump administration besides, excuse my language, whines, I ain't going to say, he, complains about it as much as I do, but, that don't call me up there. I don't think there's anything John Dean told him that I couldn't have told him. I might not know as much about Watergate, but I guarantee you they might as well call me up. If you want an old man they can tell you that the president broke a law, I might as well call me.
So a couple of other little Trump factoids. Trump said that Don McGahn, they look the same. McGahn, who's basically obeying his orders, right, by not testifying.
He won't go testify. They're going to, where you go?
But Trump called him a liar.
They subpoenaed him now. They're going to, what do you do next? I don't know what they do.
Remember when people said Trump was loyal? That was like one of the things people, well, he is loyal at least. He's loyal to his.
He ain't loyal. He's running him down. He's telling the world that this man lied under oath. This lawyer basically should be disbarred, more or less. I mean, if that's your career, that he lied under oath to the FBI, special prosecutor. Yeah, so we don't need him up there. He's already lied once. You want him to lie again? I mean, that's not what he said in so many words, but yeah. And this guy's doing his bidding by not showing up. He's going to wind up being held in contempt by trying to help him out, which also don't look good on a lawyer, I don't think.
So you got Trump also saying stock market will crash if the Democrats will win. He might have to stay in office.
Yeah.
He won't endorse Pence, which is probably because he'll be running again. Oh, the polling thing. All this polling, his own internal polling, showing that Biden was beating him in a bunch of states. Which I don't know if that makes him mad or progressive Democrats madder. I don't know who that pissed off more.
That just makes everybody mad, I guess, these days.
Like everything else in the world, I reckon.
Yep.
Like everything else in the world.
People
So
are going to
anyway,
be mad either way.
Biden is beating Trump, according to Trump's own internal polling. And then he had them deny that this polling exists. And then the polling leaked.
And then what, he fired him?
And now he's firing them.
See, I know.
So this is funny, and yet he's still getting everything he wants.
Yep.
So I don't understand.
This is not going to...
I mean, Tony Soprano had a nice house, too, and got to eat ice cream out of a bowl. So he is, what do you say right now, Jackie? You want to put money on it? Will Trump win in 2020 next year? You think Trump's going to win?
There's a good chance of it, mainly because they won't bring legislation to the floor. Mitch McConnell, they don't want to protect our, elections from foreign hostiles. They don't want to put any measures through. They don't want to take any precautions. And it's coming out. We learn all the time. Russians have hacked the damn. First, we know what they did on Facebook, and on and on and on and on. But they hacked in Florida and someplace else. To think that they got into some vote machines, and they ain't gonna do nothing about it. So if he does win, I mean, it's gonna be. He's not gonna be. No one's gonna believe it one way or the other. However it goes. If he loses, none of his people are gonna think it's true. If he wins, none of it. Anyone that don't like him gonna think it's true.
Well, do you think by then we'll have deep fake videos? It's like Trump saying, "I won with Russia's help," or like it'll be Joe Biden saying, I won with Russia's help," or will it just be Elvis, like, "I'm alive"?
I don't know.
Just be like David Hasselhoff having sex with Pamela Anderson in 1995, like this behind the scenes footage. I mean, will we just be, I can't believe David Hasselhoff screwed Pam Anderson in 1995 on the set of Baywatch. Like Twitter blows up Hasselhoff and Anderson. We'll just be like 30-year-old gossip, deep fake porn videos.
Right,
Meanwhile, Trump's president for 7 more terms. They just swap Junior in for him and nobody gives a shit. Like we're all in concentration camps just watching deep fake videos. It's hard to predict the future.
Yeah, indeed it is.
Sarah Sanders is leaving, so we won't have her to lie to us anymore.
Well, she'll, if you're from Arkansas, she's probably going to be a governor for too long.
That'll be fun for you.
Yeah, enjoy.
Sorry, Guy Lancaster. Also, Kellyanne Conway, they said she ought to be thrown in jail. She ought to be let go.
Let go. They didn't say put her in jail, fire her.
Nobody said. Well, who would say
that? Who would say something that outrageous?
Why put anybody in jail?
Who would want to put anyone in jail?
If somebody like sold pot 15 years ago, they need to remain in jail.
Sure.
While giant corporations make a lot of money from the pot states, but keep them in jail, but nobody else needs to go to jail. What are you? Jails are crowded. Nobody likes jail.
But they ain't going to fire her, though. No, she ain't going nowhere, especially now Sarah Sanders.
What is her job?
I don't know. Go on Chris Cuomo, CNN, and talk at the same time.
Fire her from what? I don't even know what's...
Sarah Sanders didn't really have a job for the past how many months? I mean, none of them. I don't know what do they do. They don't do nothing. They tried to do the job, and they did it so poorly, they just said, well, hell, we're going to quit doing that.
I got suspended from Hardee's once, and I never showed back up, and they kept sending me checks for like 3 years, and I never called to tell them.
That's not...
Same thing?
It's not appropriate.
I made a lot of money from Hardee's. A lot of money off them. I'd go through that same goddamn drive-through, too. They'd be like, hey, remember when you used to work here? I said, no, not really. Give me another sausage biscuit. I'm going back home to get in bed, you dumb motherfucker.
Hey.
And I get at home, I have a check.
Watch your mouth.
They just forgot. The suspension ended. See what I'm saying? Let me explain this. The suspension ended, and then I started getting paychecks again. Let me fill in that gap. Basically, I ate a bunch of sausage biscuits I didn't need to just for spite.
What are these videos, these deep, what do you call them?
Deep fake.
I did hear this now. Joe Biden's campaign have made a pledge not to use any false or fake, but they mentioned those kind of videos too. They did. They came out and made a pledge that Joe Biden ain't going to do no deep fake videos.
Does he know what those are?
He don't know. I don't know what it is. He don't know what it is. I guarantee you. He's like, is that bad?
No, he probably does. He'd probably be like, oh, like in porn.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but...
I got it. Yeah. No, I didn't know what you were talking about at first. Now I got it. Oh, sure. Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. I've seen all those.
Well, at least he knows he shouldn't. His campaign should not be doing
any of that. How would me putting out a fake porn video of Scarlett Johansson's head on somebody going to town on some fella, how's that going to help me win the election? Yeah, sure. Tell him no way. No way, Jose. What? That also? Okay. Well, forget I said it. Put out one of those videos where I didn't say that. I'm looking up something on my phone right now. How do you spell Johansson?
Our next president, possibly. Like leading into what he's ahead of Trump in Texas, they say. And those who said no longer have jobs, of course.
Right. Hillary Clinton was also ahead of Trump.
She was ahead everywhere, wasn't she? Yeah.
Just don't get complacent.
Well, every morning, as long as he's in office, I get up expecting the worst and usually get it. So I don't anticipate that changing.
We got a war coming up.
Yep.
I hate to distress anybody, but we got a war coming up with Iran. And then we're going to get to see the war Trump, which is going to be just the worst.
Yep.
Just the worst. He's really going to double down on all this treason. And remember, in the Bush administration and Dixie Chicks and Watch What You Say and bad stuff that we were all a little concerned. Well, I mean, maybe at the time we personally weren't. But now, in retrospect, we see a path leading to where we are now. But remember that'll be like nothing compared to war Trump. So we can't, luckily, so far, they're too inept to get a war going. But, try again.
No, they ain't going to quit trying.
Who knows what Bolton will pull out of that mustache.
Why can't they just do one of them deep fake videos for a war? Just give that to CNN and make everybody think we're at war and not really do it. Can you do that? Can you deep fake a damn war?
Why can't you just put Trump in a VR room where he's just put the glasses on him and just program his fantasies in there where CNN is saying he's the best president and he's married to Melania and her identical twin.
Jackie O.
He just walk around the White House, but it's decorated in gold and with pictures of him. And he's walking on a carpet of cheeseburgers and walks past the French fry fountain. Heaven, Trump heaven. Why don't you just put that in? Putin's calling him, telling him, you're doing great.
Keep up a good work.
Hillary's calling him, you're doing great, from jail. He's like, let me let you out of jail. She's like, no, I deserve to be in here.
You were right.
He's like, I was just saying it to those rubes to get an applause line. Show business. She's like, no, I deserve it. Whatever you say goes.
It convinced me.
All right, well, whatever you say, Hillary. I don't want to harsh your mellow there. You stay in jail and give me a call tomorrow. Just padding around. Why couldn't they do that? You didn't tell me Google ain't got no goddamn contact lenses you could slip into Trump's eyes? But then who'd be running the show? Bolton, Pence, Stephen Miller?
You're still going to get your war, yeah.
Yeah, terrible.
You're still going to have your children on the border.
All right, I guess we got to get ready to vote for one of these motherfuckers on the Democrats. So watch these debates in a couple of weeks.
Oh, God, don't make me.
I guess it's Swalwell. Swalwell, which one is he?
I don't know.
Why don't we try to talk to some of these people? There's 3 people so bad they didn't even get in.
Which one do you want to talk to? I don't know their names.
What about that guy from Montana? Barely missed the cutoff. We can talk to him. He'd probably talk to us.
Yeah, get him on the phone.
What about the one, the vet, the damn, what's his name? Talk to him.
I don't know any of the damn names. How is that? How do we or them benefit from that conversation? Tell me, or anyone from this country benefit from that conversation?
I don't know. I go to the store and talk to somebody in line who benefit from that. It's just, I feel sorry for people. I like to help them out. Make them feel important.
Well, you won't be helping them, but sure. Yeah, I'll talk to you. Yeah, get one on the phone.
Okay, maybe if I know 2 of their names, Montana and Veteran, and then there's a 3rd person who I don't recall. Maybe that's the one we should go after.
Well, here, why don't you put down the least known ones? Make a list of however many, 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, the mayor from Florida who didn't get in?
Sure. Put them on a list, and then put that on our page or Patrick?
Oh, do a poll
and see who people want us to reach out to the most.
And we just really go after them.
We'll go that way, because I can't put in enough energy to go after all these damn idiots. But you pick the one you want us to go after, and we'll do our best. I guarantee you that. I don't know if we'll be successful, but we will try to.
Who was it we talked to that time in New Hampshire?
I can't remember.
He was running for president, remember? I think he was also...
At the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah, at the Puppy Bowl.
He was the one
That didn't help anybody.
No, it was fun. The Puppy Bowl was fun to go to. I will say, I'll give you that. And he seemed like a nice enough man. He's the only one that served in the military. It was running.
What was his name?
Hell, I can't remember.
I mean, he didn't do nothing.
No.
We didn't do nothing. I remember it was a long walk. This was in 2016, Republican. Jim?
Sounds about right. Yeah, you're getting there.
It's on YouTube. Don't look it up.
We won't be able to remember the ones. We don't even know them now, who the ones at the bottom of the, further on down the trough, as you say.
Well, after we watch these debates, we won't really know much more about them either.
That's true. Well, now's the time on here where we turn to our local sponsors. Got to keep the lights on, got to keep the computers running, and the internet's flowing through the tubes, all of it. And local sponsors here in Murfreesboro, that helps us keep all this going. $25, we get you a good spot on here. Also for all the Murfreesboro listeners, so you listen for a bargain, listen for a deal. And if you don't live in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, if you come here traveling, you'll know what to look for. We also have what is it now? A paid
Patreon.
That's it. One of those things on that people are kind enough to contribute to and become a paid for us. If you give us $5 or more a month, you get a whole extra one of these called 20 Extra Minutes with myself and him over here.
And you also got Redneck Matinee is another podcast we do that your Patreon money goes to help us forward, where we take a look at our favorite redneck Southern movies. We've done Smokey and the Bandit, White Light, and White Line Fever, Gator.
Soon, Smokey and the Bandit 2, A Face in the Crowd, Andy Griffith, and Any Which Way But Loose, Clint Eastwood and that monkey.
So we got harrowing look at fame in the late 70s. That's Smokey and the Bandit 2. We've got bare knuckle brawling with a monkey. That's
Any Which Way But Loose, yeah.
And then we got, America Today with starring Andy Griffith.
Yeah. So we have that to look forward to. But right now we're going to do local sponsors, and I tell you what, I got a real good local sponsor. If you've been listening the past couple of weeks, and maybe you're new to this, but if you want to hear a good sponsor, go back and listen to last week, because they were good, and the one before that was just as good because it was the same one. And today, this is something special. This is just, everybody knows by now, if you're of a certain age, there's no better tool to have on your person. There's no better way to be prepared than to have the ambulance blanket. That's correct. Hopefully you'll never have to use it. I sure hope you don't. I sure hope I don't have to use one. But when you make that call to the ambulance and you're of a certain age and you got, paper skin that thin, you get in the back of one of them cold ambulances, just steely, just everything, just cold to the touch. Well, good Lord, you're gonna be sicker than you were when you got hurt, however that was, and I hope don't happen when you get to the hospital. Sure, they'll have blankets there, but you're gonna freeze your butt off and get all kinds of sick on that cold ambulance ride, and that's why you need an ambulance blanket. That's also why ambulance blanket offers 3-blaze alarm ambulance blanket. That's going to keep you over. That's going to be more than warm. Let me tell you right now. You're going to be hot to the touch, I tell you what. But some people need it, and I understand. Well, from the makers of ambulance blanket and the makers of 3-blaze alarm ambulance blanket, today's sponsor is something. Now look, if that's all you can handle, if that's what you need to be prepared, so be it. But I tell you what, if you want to go one step further, this is what they're going to offer you. Hot ambulance. That's right, this ambulance going to be so hot when it comes to pick you up, you'll be taking clothes off. You won't be putting blankets on you. This is one hot ambulance. Let me explain that. Now, sure, you call 911, but you don't tell them to send an ambulance. You say, be ready for him, I'm on my way. So instead of calling 911, you need to call 426-138-1137. That's 426-138-1137. Now, that's an overseas number, but it don't go overseas. It goes up to a satellite and goes up there and gets you information where you at and all that thing. And the next thing you know, there's going to be a burning hot ambulance right there to take you. You're going to be so warm. I don't care what season it is. It could be fall time. It could be, if it's summertime, you're all going to be hot. Tell you what, you're going to be hotter when you get back to this ambulance here. And you're going to have a toasty, hot, warm ride all the way to the hospital. Again, I hope you never have to take this ride. I hope you never need to know the comforts of hot ambulance and how warm and just, feels, how good it makes you feel, even though you're hurting on the way to the hospital. So that's hot ambulance from the makers of Ambulance Blanket and 3 Blaze Alarm Ambulance Blanket. That's hot ambulance.
So I don't...
426-138-1137. 426, not 911. Forget 911. You call 426-138-1137. Hot ambulance.
How do they make the ambulance so hot?
They ain't gonna give away all the secrets.
I mean, are you supposed to just not give a shit about your ambulance blanket you was hawking last week?
Well, if you want it, look, if you want to take the regular ambulance ride, so be it. That is a good thing to have. But if you want to go take that protection and just be that much more prepared, take it one step further.
You want to get the hot shady. Who wants?
What do you mean it sounds shady?
Well, it's going to a foreign nation.
It goes up.
Like Trump.
Listen, it goes overseas and then up to a satellite. There's an extensive number, too, that I think changes with here in Murfreesboro. The extension number now, wait, I did this wrong. 426-138-1137, and it's like what is you hit the number thing? What the number symbol, and hit 2-14-36. So it's 426-138-1137. Hit the number symbol in 21436.
How are you supposed to do all that? Then remember to get you.
Just have it written down. I had it written down here. I just forgot about the extra thing you had.
Why don't you just dial 911?
Well, if you want to freeze your butt off on the way to the hospital, so be it. That's fine. If some people may like it, some people may. It's bad enough that I fell off this ladder and tore my knee up. I want to have a cold on top of that. Not only am I going to be laid up with a cast on, it's going to take how long to heal because, your bones don't work the way they used to. On top of that, you're going to be sniveling and sneezing and coughing and wheezing. Is that what you want? So be it. And regular ambulance, 911, do it.
How am I supposed to trust these blanket makers to drive my ass to the hospital? How do I know they even know how to drive?
They put in as much scientific and information and all the studies that they put in to make a blanket keep you warm on an ambulance, and one blanket to keep it even warmer than that. They put the same devotion and time and energy into ambulance drivers. First off, you have to have a driver that doesn't mind. He going to be sweating. If he going to be driving an ambulance all day, you have to have a special kind of person that can basically be in a sauna all day long. Not many people can do that, so you got to have So first off, the endurance test, just to do that, you're dealing with a serious driver.
Why can't he just roll the window down, get some air in on him?
Because his job is to keep that person warm. No. You ain't going to let the draft. You're not letting the draft. There ain't going to be any kind of draft in hot ambulance. No, sir.
Hey, if these guys are such geniuses, why don't they hang up a fucking ambulance blanket between the driver and the patient? Because that blanket's supposed to be the end-all, be-all of keeping people warm. So it should keep all the AC.
You go out there and make whatever kind of ambulance you want and do whatever you want with it. I'm talking about hot ambulance where they don't have any kind of barrier. They're personal. They're right there. They can talk to you. How you doing? Okay? You need a little warmer? I can crank up the heat. You want to be able to have that conversation. You don't want to be somebody behind, tapping or paging somebody, hitting another button. You've already dialed 426-138-1137, number symbol 21436. You've already done that. You're going to press some more buttons when you get on the hot ambulance to tell him to make it a little warmer for you, which he probably, you ain't going to be doing that because it's going to be so damn hot. You don't want it warmer, but that option is there for you.
Do they do cold ambulance?
Why would?
Well, I get warm.
Why would anybody want? Trust me, when you get to a certain age, you ain't ever going to get warm. You're going to be cold all the damn time.
So that's, what is it? Hot ambulance.
From the makers of Hot Ambulance and Three Blaze Alarm Ambulance Blanket.
Hot ambulance.
No, from the makers of Ambulance Blanket.
Okay.
And Three Blaze Alarm Ambulance Blanket is Hot Ambulance, which I was trying to say first and didn't say the thing behind it.
Could I get that phone number one more time?
426-138-1137, number symbol 21436. If you're in a bind and you need to get to the hospital and, don't waste any time being cold or being sick or hurt. Call that number, get Hot Ambulance there. You're going to have the warmest ride you've ever had to the hospital, which I hope, again, you never have to take.
Jackie, I got a sponsor this week that I think you're really going to like. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
I don't know if I'm going to like it. I usually don't like it.
My friend Jackie Broles here has, for the
last... Is this a real sponsor? Tell me that right now. Don't
3 weeks.
Don't get on here and just be cute. Is this a real sponsor?
I have a real sponsor.
All right, let's hear it. Let me see.
For the last 3 weeks, Jackie Broles, my friend, has got up here.
If I'm your friend, you ought to treat me like it every now and then.
Objection.
Why?
And preyed on the fears of the elderly and the infirm.
Oh, shut your mouth. I'm up there in age. I can't prey on my own kind. I know what it's like. I'm talking from experience. I ain't just some, ain't you basically saying you know better for old people than I do. That ain't true.
Order in the court.
What?
Week after week, he has said that when ambulance drivers come to your home, they are looking to drag your injured body, ravaged by time, and throw it into a frigid death box to freeze you out.
That's their job.
To ice you down.
You can't really be mad at the ambulance driver for doing his job. That's what they hire them to do.
A race between your body shutting down due to extreme cold and getting to the hospital where doctors can do their best to save you. Ambulance drivers, he said,
wow,
are coming to do you harm. Please
I didn't
give
say
us
that.
money.
They're doing a job. I said it just might be too cold in there. They mean well. They can't, they just have, it's just cold. It can be. Just be prepared for it.
Today he tells you not to get in an ambulance, to call another ambulance. It's a hot ambulance.
If one's too cold and you don't have an ambulance, you want to be better prepared. Yes, you want to call hot ambulance. You just know right away you're completely at ease because the temperature of the ambulance is not in question. You know exactly what you're in for.
He has stoked fear and sown panic in the hearts and minds of some of our most vulnerable citizens.
Listen, you're already worried to death about what you broke. You don't know what's broke. Something in there around that area is tore up and you don't know how bad, and you're already worried about that. You're going to worry about how cold it's going to be on the ambulance. On top of that, you're already worried on the ride there. You want to be at ease at least. Not only am I hurt and I'm scared, I'm going to catch a cold. No, you want a hot ambulance here to take care of you. Just take one little bit off your shoulders.
All in the name of profit. And I'm here to tell you,
it's a capitalist society. Everything costs money, and if it's worth it, it's worth every penny. So you don't even start.
He has not gone far enough.
All right.
Ambulance drivers, and we at Dunlap Buffalo Co. have spoken to several of them, and they have confirmed your worst fears. They are walking monstrosities, the personification of evil. They drive their hot ass wagon to fry you to death. They drive their frigid ass wagon to freeze your lungs solid with the fluids that gather in there even as we speak. They are coming to your house to kill you. Ambulance drivers are not your friend. They are a blight. Ambulance blighters, I say.
What are you talking about? They're trying. They mean well, ambulance drivers. They're not, but they can't.
Oh, sure.
They can't,
Says the...
They have to keep the ambulance at a certain temperature. That's the rules of the,
Says the man on the payroll of Big Hot Ambulance.
I'm
I'm here to tell you, hot ambulance, cold ambulance, blanket ambulance, does not matter. Keep those ambulances away from your home.
All right.
And
if you get hurt, you're going to need one or the other, and why not just get the hot one just
fight
to be safe?
them off.
Fight them off.
With the Dunlap Buffalo Co. anti-ambulance kit.
The what?
We will send you a box of tacks to sprinkle in your driveway on the off chance an ambulance shows up to drag you out.
This ain't a real... That's what it's not asked. I asked earlier, is this a real sponsor? And hell no, it ain't. You going to go over somebody's house, throw tacks in the yard, and expect to get paid for it.
We have a box that we will install on your phone that will, yes, allow us to listen to most of your calls. But also, if anyone dials 911 on your behalf, let's say you pass out drunk or due to a medical condition, and somebody says, well, I got to get him to the hospital, I call 911. No. What they think they're calling is 911, but really it's going to 044-11-8236-97-444-32.
What?
Hashtag 936-931-256-0808 double X.
All right. That's enough.
Is that it?
I mean, is that it?
515-7.
Somebody's dialing all that if they're hurt?
232.
All right. This enough. This ain't a real sponsor.
P1J768.
You just trying to be cute. You ain't even...
No, you don't have to see my sponsor. You don't have to dial. You dial 911, and it reroutes you away from those death merchants to Buffalo's, to a number on a satellite in a foreign land, and then they relay it to Buffalo's house, and he hauls ass to get there before the ambulance does, hot or cold.
How hot or cold is his car, truck, or whatever he's driving?
Well, he ain't taking you nowhere. He's just there to fight the ambulance people. Doesn't matter how hot or cold it is. Hell, it smelled like goddamn cigarette.
You go lay there and bleed out while you fight the ambulance for coming to help you, hot or cold or wherever it's from?
You dodged a bullet, man. Yes. To die with dignity in your own home than at the hands of the ambulance murder machine.
Enough.
Yes. Die with dignity. Die in the peace and quiet of your own home with temperature control. With the temperature set the way you want it. You probably got your nice socks on.
It ain't going to be no peace and quiet. It's going to be you in Buffalo trying to beat up, probably being chased around the yard by, a couple of EMTs. That ain't nobody wants to die like that. No one.
No, Buffalo's got a crew that comes with him. I don't get involved in the physical altercation.
You just throw the tacks down.
I'm the idea man. Yeah, and I'll throw a tack down. If you can't get out in the yard because you're afraid you'll trip, I'll come throw some tacks down.
Yeah. How much does this cost?
$700.
All right. Enough. Are you through?
That is the anti-ambulance kit, which consists of tacks and a box on your phone that calls Buffalo to come beat up the ambulance people.
What's your number again?
Shit, let me text him. Buffalo, are you there? I need you.
All right.
To tell me what is the
all
number
right
that I need to call.
Enough.
That lets me.
Okay, we're done.
Patch in the people instead of 911.
Don't say it out loud. I don't want to hear it. Just do it to your phone.
the time that we both have to go. Our podcast come out really great, we know. Our time is at an end, so until we meet again, we'll just have to say goodbye, friend. Saying bye-bye always brings us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to you we will send if a stamp to us you'll lend, so we can write and say goodbye, 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 goodbye,
What are you doing on the phone?
Send.
What?
I just sent it to him. Let's see. What are we? Oh, wait. He wrote me back. He forgot.